This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for our cable news gab-fed show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the code of a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you never stick to you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to TruckerMouth, the podcast that gives you real insight into the trucking industry while providing a platform for your voice to be heard. Whether you're behind the wheel, managing logistics, or just passionate about the industry, this is the place to build confidence, share experiences, and stay informed. Join us as we tackle the challenges, celebrate the wins, and drive forward together.
Hello, everybody. I'm down here in the underground bunker, giving veterans a voice. I'm TruckerMouth, and you're on the road show. I'm going to take my goggles off. Here on the road, we talk about issues and transportation all around the world. Not just your big trucks and anything. It's ships, it's planes, it's trains, anything. Anything has to do with transportation, transporting freighter people. TruckerMouth reports on. And today, we're going to talk about the Mexican Navy training ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. The TruckerMouth, and, you know, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation of it. Hit the Brooklyn Bridge, lost power and went backwards into it. The TruckerMouth is a 297-foot tall sailing ship. And, you know, it departed Pier 17, embarked to Iceland on their international goodwill tour. So, I mean, this is all public knowledge and all, and I'm sure he's all heard this before, but there's a reason I'm doing this, okay? So the bridge only had 127-foot clearance on high water. They measured it from a high water mark, 127 foot. So it was actually regular water, maybe 135. I don't know, but way shorter than 297-foot mast that the TruckerMouth had. So there was 2 crew members killed. There was Cadet America Yamilet Sanchez and a sailor, Adele Javier Marcos. That's the reason I'm doing this, about this here incident, because, see, these 2 people here, these 2 young people were trying to do something for themselves. You know, they were cadets in the Navy. I don't know if they're going to be the Mexican Navy. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be officers or what it was, but they were training, and, you know, they were trying to do something. The girl, America, she, you know, I think she was 20 and the sailor was 22, 23. It's just tragic. And, you know, that's why I'm doing this segment here on that. They supposedly put a memorial down there for them near the crash site along the shore or something. See, that Pier 17 up there is a big touristy area, man. I've never been there, but they got like concerts on the roof, and there's all kind of restaurants and bars inside that place. So that's, and they were down there. They were giving tours through the TruckerMouth and all that. So all the people, you know, wanted to come through there. Several others hurt in critical condition. Oh, I really feel bad for them. These two young people. And the ship remains docked at Pier 36. And then it went over to Brooklyn Navy Yards on June 6th, towed for repairs. The NTSB lost an investigation. Okay, the NTSB launched an investigation. So did the Mexican Navy. So I heard. And as I looked into this, I seen different things. I seen one report that had a tow line attached to it, and other reports saying it didn't. I don't know, but it was under its own power. Just left the dock, and they got it out far enough where it was under its own power, evidently. So initial reports suggest turbulent waters and mechanical failure contribute to the accident. Now, if there was turbulent waters, okay, why did he have them cadets up there on them masks doing the ceremonial? And I realize they're doing a ceremony for the host country when you leave. And we did that on the carrier. We all stood around sometimes on top of the flight deck in our dress whites or blues. And we did that ceremony. So this was their ceremony to the host country. But if the waters were turbulent and you're on a sailing ship, I mean, the captain should have just canceled that or sized it down where nobody was on the mask or something like that. That's my opinion. Them poor young two people died because of that. So the surviving cadets are set to resume training on another ship, the ARM Yusa Makinta. And then when they do that, when they turn everything over to that, the doing Navy Day celebrations. And I'm not sure when Navy Day celebrations are. It's over June, July 4th, or I'm not sure when that is. With the Mexican president, Claudia Scheinman, and Admiral Raymond Pedro Morales overseeing the departure. So they're going to come bless this ship with the surviving cadets on it. And, yeah. So, in TruckerMouth's opinion, once the ship lost power, immediately sirens should have sounded to get those people off those masks. I realized you lost power. Okay. Get the people. What I looked at, they were still up on the mast when they hit the bridge. So, I mean, they were drifting backwards for a little bit anyway before they, hit the bridge. So sirens should have went off. They should have got them people off the mast, and then maybe even the captain should have maybe canceled that. And that's just TruckerMouth's opinion, and that's why I did this little take here on this little segment for these two young people that died. Now we're going to go to another ship accident, one we all know about, the ship that brought down the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Now, there's more of this meets the eye. Singapore flag container ship MV Dowie. That's an easy name to say. MV Dowie. 947 foot, owned by Grace Ocean, chartered by Maersk. Everybody heard of Maersk? That's probably the biggest name in container ships is Maersk. M-A-E, Maersk. So, yeah, well, listen to this. Prior to the Baltimore incident, ship was involved in a collision to Port of Antwerp, Belgium. It was damaged to ship and berth. I forget what year that was. I just wrote that down. So reported by the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, the ship suffered 2 electrical blackouts 10 hours before leaving the port. 2 electrical blackouts 10 hours before leaving the port. Okay? So that ship should have been grounded. So the crew altered their ship's electrical system, switched from one transformer and breaker system to another that had not been used in recent months. So this backup system wasn't used in recent months. And, they did that. The reason they were trying to get out of there as quick as they could, see, these container ships and all, they're all on a schedule. Just like when you drive a truck and you got a load, you got a deadline to meet. You got an appointment time. When I first got in a long-haul truck and I thought, you go pick a load up, and then you get there when you kind of get there. That's not the case. You already have time to stop, take a damn shower. And when you do, that's on your own time. So the crew did their best to get it back on, to switch from one transfer breaker system to another that had not been used in recent months. The National Transportation Safety Board not definitely linking the import blackout and power failures that led to the collision with the Key Bridge. So they're saying in them blackouts, they're not definitely linking the import blackouts to power failures that led to the collision of the Key Bridge, of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. How can you not link these blackouts together? They lost power again. The ship should have been grounded. And the reason I'm raising about this is it took down the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which is a land. You may how many times I've been over that bridge driving a truck. It was a landmark to the country, and also, what it meant to the people of Baltimore. That's the ship should have been grounded till more tests were taken. How many 1,000-ton ship is that? But they didn't do that. So evidently, this is TruckerMouth's thoughts on this one. Evidently, the electrical systems were not tested thoroughly enough. Don't take an electrical engineer to figure that out. They actually did not take enough testing time on them 10 hours before, and they switched it to another system. Now, that should have been grounded and more tests been done. Even before, 24 hours of running it up real high and all that should have been done. And evidently it wasn't. So now this MV Dowie, the people that own that, they got to pay all this $100-some million. But they're not liable for the bridge the way up what I've looked into. The new Key Bridge is going to cost between $1.7 and $1.9 billion to rebuild. That ain't going to be done until 2028. So, there definitely should have been some legal things done here, because they didn't meet protocol. I can't see with these damn glasses. Okay, they didn't test it right, man. They had people's lives in their hand. There were 4 construction workers killed. Everybody else was off the bridge. Why were the construction workers on there? They should have been off the bridge too. It's probably seen it coming, as big ass as it is, blacked out or not. So I feel that they're liable, man. Not forget, other than the 4 construction workers, I don't think anybody was killed on the ship. So it's just my opinion, man, and it's just TruckerMouth. He ain't nobody, but this should have been tested very. Took down our landmark. All right, well, time for a station break, and when we come back, I can't move it up there. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
It's time for
Road Rage!
Time for Road Rage. Today, TruckerMouth's going to Road Rage. I call this section here Bartenders Bitch. Things that bartenders do to disrespect TruckerMouth. He got disrespected the other day. He don't like it. He like being disrespected. He's putting the hammer down on it. Okay. You know, you got these bartenders. And TruckerMouth don't go out much. He don't drink much or anything. The other day I was at a place and I got treated some kind of way. And that's what brought me to this Road Rage segment of this here. Road Rage, I can talk about anything. I don't talk about transportation. I can talk about anything on Road Rage, man. So you go into a place and a bartender's walking by. You got your cup out there, your glass, your bottle, whatever you're drinking. Mixed drink, I don't know, whatever you're drinking. Like I said, I don't go out much. I don't drink much. Boom. The other day, something happened. So, you know, you walk by to leave your bottle there or your glass, whatever. I just said that. And they're walking by. Like there might only be like 3 people at the bar and knowing the table is raining. And, you know, hey, can I get, you know, well, for you saying that, then you're disrespectful. And what they're mostly saying, basically saying they don't want you there. That just gets me. You know, I respect people. I respect your trade. Respect me as a patron. I don't like it. So, you know, like I said, leaving you high and dry. That's one thing I can't stand. You know, you got another one. You got another kind of bartender who's constantly trying to rush your drinking. Where you're not even, like, say you have a bottle of beer, whatever you're drinking, and you got about that much left. Oh, you want another one? Now, maybe at first you might say, okay, here, let me give you this in me quick. Here, yeah, give me another one. But after a while, it's like, look, I will let you know when I'm empty. Okay? I don't need, you know, when you see my bottle out there, or you see, you know, something you can't see in them brown beer bottles and stuff, you can't see in them. But when I'm out, when you see my cup or my glass or my bottle out there, then I'm ready for a refill. Don't try to rush me drinking. You keep asking me a refill. And then everything I don't like is these servers and asking you how your food is. You might just get your food. Now, I know these servers or even the bartender supposed to ask you how is your food, which is nice, but right away you want to ask your food. You didn't even get a chance to eat nothing, maybe a French fry. How's your food? Well, I don't know yet. I didn't eat it yet. And that gets me too. Well, here's one here. This is probably one of the big ones here. Is being on their cell phones all the time. Look, bitch, you're at work. You're not in your living room or chilling with your friends. Okay, you're working. Get off your cell phone, man. And then what they're doing, they sit there on their freaking cell phone, and then things don't get done, like filling your glass up or whatever else. Things are supposed to be doing. It don't get done. I can't stand it. Get off your phone. You ain't home. You're working. I know. See, I'm sure being a bartender is hard because you're constantly talking to people. You know what I mean? You're constantly talking to people, and you probably get yourself in trouble sometimes because, you know, at least around here, you got to watch when you talk to people. You got to watch who you talk to. Because next thing you know, that person you talk to is trying to start trouble with people. Oh, he said, they said that. No, I ain't digging that. But get off your freaking phone, man, and do something. Yeah. So another thing is when people leave the bar, this happened the other day. When people leave the bar and you're not busy, clean up their area. Take their small pitcher. We're going to drink a lot of small pitchers right here. Take their small pitcher, their glass, their napkins, whatever have you, and clean your area up. I want to sit there for an hour. Why? It makes it look junky. It makes people not want to sit around there. I can't stand that. A lot of these girls don't even care, man. I mean, I don't, and that's probably their sort of demeanor in all. That's probably their demeanor, how they are. I don't know. When I go out, you know, I go out sometimes. I mean, I'm lonely. Like to talk to a nice person behind the bar or someone like that, and I don't need to be treated like I'm nobody, like I'm not wanted. TruckerMouth gets that a lot. See, they don't like TruckerMouth. They well liked because he's TruckerMouth, I guess. Yeah, man. So people leave, clean up your area, and you know, makes the place appealing, look good, make it look clean. That trash lay the hell around. There it is. You know,
Power it off.
Wow. Yeah, it powered off by itself. But that's one big Bluetooth speaker. Thing cranks. You know, the other thing is, you know, you're giving certain people more privileges. You know, you might know these people, they might be related to them. Let them get away with anything when anyone else would be barred. You know, do your job. Let them people walk all over people. And then, you know, you see these bartenders, the only time some of these people show up is when they're working. Well, obviously, you know that they're giving them, you know, hook them up with free drinks. Because the only time when people come here is when they're working. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just got disrespected in some kind of way, and I figured I'd road rage on it. Not to road rage on anything. So, everything is getting in people's business, trying to start trouble. You might be sitting around the bar, okay? You're sitting around the bar or the club or something, and you're just joking about the regulars. All the regulars bust on each other. They joke about each other, this and that. No one's saying nothing. Same thing they do to you, you're doing to them, and they do to you. So, you know, once you're around people all the time, like at a club, you know what they're doing. You know what's up. And we got a comment. Good evening, Trucker. Good. Hello, viewer. Okay, it's all good. And you know, don't try to start trouble with people, man. No one's like that. No one's trying to start trouble. Everybody did everything you're saying about them, they're saying about you. No one cares. So get out of people's business. And everything is, you know, they're telling people, like telling girls, oh, you don't want to do nothing with him, and blah blah blah, and he's no good, and this and that else. Don't badmouth TruckerMouth. TruckerMouth's good. TruckerMouth's a good patron. When I have money, when I go out, I tip if I have it. You know, a lot of times it maybe just be $1 or so, or $2. Other times I might give you $6 if I have money. I don't always have money. TruckerMouth don't have a lot of money. So I mean, you know, just have respect for people, these bartenders, and these people in the hospitality business, and do your job. And everybody get along good. Everybody have a good time. Don't always work like that, though. Don't always work like that. Oh, yeah. So what's some things that you people don't like about your bartenders? Now, come on. I should have comments. I should be getting blowed up right here because everybody has a bartender they can't stand. Nothing. Yep. It's nice to go out and see people, especially if they have an outdoor area somewhere. Something I love that. I love that, man. Really do. So just do, you know what I mean, do your job and respect people. Get off your phones because you're at work. And a lot of bartenders, they don't make a lot of money. A lot of places, they might make $8 an hour, but they get the tips. I mean, you know, say you make $20 a day, say you work 5 days, that's $100 on top of your cash, on top of your paycheck. So that's not bad if you have it that good. Well, it just don't take but 5-6 people to end up with $20 tip. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a bartender. There's just too many, and you got so many different personalities. Also, you gotta be kind of like a good looking person, in my opinion. So TruckerMouth's a little rough around the edges. He wouldn't do good as a bartender. And I don't like people. The people don't like TruckerMouth. Yeah, but you gotta be a certain kind of person. And these long-term bartenders, you can tell because they're real reserved. Okay, they'll lay back. They won't talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes in there. They're pretty reserved because they know over the years that when they're talking to people, they don't want their business out there either. So yeah, I'm sure it's not be a good part-time job or something. Full-time, man. I got one guy worked at the club where he worked like 3 different bars. No way. So you don't know people putting up with people like TruckerMouth. Oh man, no way. Well, TruckerMouth he's pretty respectful nowadays. So I don't get out-hearted. I don't get in fights or anymore, nothing like that. But it just would take a long person to be a bartender at a place that it's kind of busy, something like that. It'd be tough. I know a lot of people do it. And I know a lot of people who do it who are very respectful. Everybody likes them. Everybody goes to see that, this girl, who's working. What they do is we us drinkers, well, us patrons now we ask, who's working? Because if certain person's working, we won't go there. And then when that nice person's working, then we go there and everybody hooks them up. They get hooked up. So it would behoove a bartender to be nice. And there is definitely times when you got to be like that. Be in charge like that. You have to, you can't let people walk all over you as a bartender. But you don't have to just go out of your way and be, rude and mean to people, man. And like I said, I had an incident the other day, and that's why TruckerMouth's doing a segment on that. Yeah. Nice out day now. It was raining earlier up here. Oh boy. So yeah, so that's why I did the segment there. I got disrespect to the place, and TruckerMouth didn't like it. So that about ends. Okay, we got a comment. That about ends my show here. Hello, TruckerMouth. Who's this for? Hello, TruckerMouth. Okay. What do you want? I don't know. All right, so we're going to I'm going to get out of here. End the show. I don't have much more to talk about. I road raged about the bartender. So
Bluetooth mode.
Okay. Thank you for coming along on the road with TruckerMouth. Whoa. And straight.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.